now listening to INCRadio United Kingdom Satellite Studio. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to another INCRadio United Kingdom Satellite Studio show. Today is the Sunday, 12th of January today, and it is currently 4 p.m. here in the UK and midnight, three past midnight.
3 minutes past
Yeah,
midnight.
in the Philippines. So, yeah, welcome to our host today. I am one of your hosts today, Brother Ivan Joseph de Lumpines, and next to me is
I'm Sister Isabella de Lumpinas. We're both from the local congregation of Newport, Wales, and we are here with our Wales substation.
okay. And don't forget to continue to put your locale in the comment section and participate in our topic discussion because we'll also be reading the comments there in the comment section. Yeah, and we also have a guest with us today.
But we'll introduce her during our topic discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so currently it is really cold. I know it's almost, well, we're in the middle of winter. It's January. So it is definitely mid of winter and it is the coldest it's ever been in UK. I know we had, at least in Wales for us, we've had snow
Hmm.
already. It snowed. We had severe weather warnings for snow and ice and wind. So it's been a very rough winter, and I'm hoping everybody else is staying safe in this tough weather. I know if you can avoid it, try not to leave your house so much. Only travel when necessary. Also, don't forget to make sure you keep yourself warm. It's high time for colds, flus, and even the stomach virus in United Kingdom. So just make sure you're always washing your hands. You're always keeping yourself safe. Drink plenty of warm fluids. Try and avoid cold drinks if possible as well, just so you can avoid getting sick over the course of winter. Because being sick in winter would not recommend. I know I've been sick. It's just how it is, but definitely if you can keep yourself safe, you should definitely do so. Okay, so I know we've just mentioned it's winter, midwinter, but it is now January and winter break is finally over. Very sad news for the students alike because you're going back to studying. Okay, so all the students are back in their routine of attending, your school, local comprehensive, your college, university, and I'm really curious to see how are all the other students in our district, especially even those of us who are listening to us right now. You don't have to be a young student to be participating with us. There are also always mature students who are studying in university and in college. So I'd really love to know how everybody has their studying techniques and how they use them to study better. But before we go to our topic discussion, we just like to introduce our guest for today. So just introducing BZ Takliad from the local congregation of Norwich, District of Britain South, who is part of the district CBI, or Christian Brotherhood International Organization. So hi BZ, so nice of you to join us today.
Thank you. It's really nice to be here. I'm so excited to talk about lots of study habits with you guys.
Great, because I really want to know more, because I know I don't study as much, but I will have to study eventually to do courses, so I would need this information. So actually, busy, if you could just explain to us what is CBI, or Christian Brotherhood International. What does it stand for?
So yeah, like you mentioned, CBI stands for Christian Brotherhood International, and it's a group where lots of students can participate in, and we do have a lot of activities that tailor to students. So for example, if you're in GCSE and you don't know whether or not you want to go to university, we have talks that can tell you guys the other options that you have, such as apprenticeships or going into full-time work. And it's just it's sort of just a safe space for students where we can tell each other and study with each other. And we have a lot of other fun activities too. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot that will happen this year because we are under the care now of Brother Anakin. So he's our CBI director, our new one. Yeah.
Right, okay. So I'm actually curious to see what you guys have in store because I know when I was in university, we had loads of CBI activities being done. But when I was in uni, we were in COVID time.
Mhm,
So all of it was done online through
mhm.
like meeting platforms. So we would do, I think, CBI study together
Yeah.
activities, and then you kind of join, you log in, and then you just sit there with
Mhm,
the brethren in the district who are also students, and you kind of just study together, and then you have like a little break, you
mhm.
have snacks.
Mm.
You attended one of those before
Yeah,
too.
it's like it was really useful for me as well because like having people there is like studying at the same time like really like keeps you going when you're studying.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's like they'll have like many activities just like that, and maybe we can like talk about more of them like later on in the show. Yeah. So usually, since we're students, me and BZ,
Yeah.
we also have we also have Isabella as a former student. Um, so yeah, what are we studying right now? Well, I'm currently studying engineering, electrical engineering. It's a lot of math. Um, Frankly, I think it's just the right amount of math before before you go crazy. But yeah, that's what I'm currently studying right now. What about you? What about you, BZ?
Yeah, so I'm doing a Bachelor of Laws, a Bachelor of Laws with European Legal Systems. So completely opposite to electrical engineering, very much based on reading, a lot of interpretation, a lot of reading. No
Is
math
it
actually so far.
is
That's
it kind of
nice.
like you kind of do more homework then? Is it like mostly kind
Oh,
of like homework?
100%. It's very much my contact hours are, I would like to say, like 6 to 8 hours a week, but they expect us to do around 14 hours minimum independent study for per
Right.
module. So I've got three. So 14 times three, that's like 42 hours of just independent study.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
just
lot.
yeah,
That's
that's
a lot. That's a big number. Yeah.
I think that's for us as well. It depends on the
Yeah,
module
it's
credits
it's
and
been the
whatnot.
same for I think for all students. Like
Hmm.
you get
Mm.
like a few lectures in a week, but the
Yeah.
rest of the week is your free time to do your own studying whenever
Hmm.
you want and
Yeah.
wherever you want to do it. I
Hmm.
did my course in when I went to uni. I did my course in applied computing, so
Hmm.
it was computer science minus the theory. It was
Oh,
all
wow.
Wow.
like practical. So
Yeah.
they teach you what you needed to know practically, and then you apply it like by making deliverables, and that was pretty much it for me. So yours, there's a lot of stuff of just you just reading a lot of papers then, and then doing a lot of essays and reports.
Yeah, so what takes up a lot of time is reading the cases because sometimes the judgments can be very, very long. So it's really up to you. And sometimes I even go on like summer websites that have summaries available to me just because they're so long. And sometimes it can take too much of my time. I'm spending so long
Yeah.
just reading them and then less time on actually answering my questions that I need to do. So, but this is why this is so important, talking about study habits. So this will be very
Okay.
good for all of our students.
Yeah, but you mentioned it's like all like a lot of stuff like hard work, all reading. So like, what kind of motivated you actually to do law?
Oh, so initially, what motivated me to do law, rather than picking something, was something else. Was more so my personal abilities. I think I'm more suited towards something that has a lot of reading and a lot of essay writing, rather than doing something like nursing, which requires a lot of science and a lot of memorizing, and
Yeah.
even something engineering. I don't think I could see myself doing that just because it's so much not really my strong point. So
Yeah.
yeah. I just really had to cater towards what I was good at in that sense. Yeah.
I
Mm.
mean, that's how everyone should do it. You
Yeah.
gotta do something that you can make sure that you can actually do in uni because it's
Hmm.
not gonna work out a lot if you go and do a course that you're not really interested in,
Hmm.
or you struggle a lot to do. But that's why we have this CBI.
Yeah,
They're there to like help us, pick our
definitely,
options.
definitely.
But you did like electrical and electronic engineering. So what was the thought process behind that? What
Uh,
motivated you?
well, I enjoyed computers, so I was thinking to myself, like, I kind of want to have more knowledge, like eventually to be able to make cool things. That's and it's that I can condense it to that form. But I think it's a lot. We also end up doing essays as well,
We all do.
mostly reports.
Yeah.
So if you are planning to go into something like STEM related, they do like you being able to communicate very well. So a way that they do that is usually using report writing.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
so that basically if you are planning to do that, you have to be you have to make sure you know how to write a report properly, like like using proper attributions, using like good references, uh yeah, and it's that kind of stuff. But it's also includes a lot of math, so it's a bit of both. um yeah, you can't really like, because they said, oh, you're good at this, and it's like you can do this, and then I didn't know you had to be also good at writing essays as well.
Yeah.
I'm so
Nobody ever tells you that
yeah,
there's loads of essay writing or report
Mhm.
writing.
yeah,
They never teach you that in like high school.
yeah. But like luckily here in like Wales, when I was still like in high school, they had this program where they taught us how to make proper reports and proper like references and whatnot.
Mhm.
So like I'm very thankful that we had that because it helps a lot.
But like
Mhm.
just before we go and have our next part of our topic discussion, I know we're having so much fun. I like learning about BZ's law and how she does law. There's loads of hard work involved with reading and report writing. You all maths. I do maths. I'm so sorry. But if
Yeah.
That's
it's
fair.
computers, I can do computers. But we'll just read through some comments from our YouTube live chat. So for like any of our viewers today watching, we're just gonna go through and shout you out. So I'm just gonna pop it over to all messages. And do you want to start us off,
Yeah.
Ivan?
We have one from Sister Lani King, our one time always biggest super fan, always watches our shows. We also have brother Nick Urbano, watching from Edmonton, Canada.
Whoa.
Uh, ah, oh no, it's like abbreviated, so I don't know his first name. This one brother from Glasgow, and then we also have brother. I think that's brother Tom,
Yes.
uh,
Yeah.
from Scotland as
Scotland.
well. So like shout out to brother Tom, and then brother Jefferson Jones, always another longtime viewer of INC Radio, United Kingdom. Yeah, and also happy viewing from the District of Northern Europe from Sister Katya. Oh, I think that's Hayes Cannon. So that's a good like name. Sister Norma Williams over there in Cardiff, Wales as well. I think this is like a 20-minute drive from here. Okay, Brother Jeff Santiago, from this local congregation of Central London, District of Britain South. So yeah, that's I think that's it.
That's the comments. So we're just gonna move on to our station break. We are going to be watching a. Let me just find my. We are going to be watching an INC original music video titled "I Have You," and it was an Africa and Europe cover. Stay tuned.
This is INC Radio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
When darkness surrounds me and all seems lost, and the problems I face are seemingly insurmountable, I bow my head and pray, full of hope, 'cause I have the Almighty who saved me from trouble.
People fear for the day and worry about tomorrow. But I won't despair, I know you get rid of my sorrow. This world may feel helpless with distress and spreading illness, but with your help, my Father, I am truly blessed.
Never stop serving you, my God. Even when I'm down, you You inspire me to wait patiently and hope for the grace you serve for me. I'll endure come what may. In my duty I will stay, 'cause I have
In whatever situation, I keep on serving, strong and steadfast in faith, training in holy living.
As long as I'm inside the Church of Christ, I'm certain the things I do in service are never in vain.
I hold to
The hope you've given me to tell people about it.
your words of truth.
never stop serving my God. Be surrender, become with your love. I am strong and brave. I will never be afraid, 'cause I have you. Inspire me to wait patiently and hope for the grace you set for me. I'll endure from what may. In my duty I'll stay, 'cause I have you.
Tired to reach the holy city. The people who live there will always be happy. No longer think about all troubles we had before. I long for that day I will cry no more.
So I'll be waiting patiently, hoping for the grace you reserve for me in this life and the life to come. I'll be strong, I'll be brave, whatever may come. So
I'll be waiting patiently, hoping for the grace you set for me in this life and the life to come. I'll be strong, I'll be brave, whatever may come. I will never stop serving my life, even when I'm down. Come with your love, I am strong and brave. I will never be afraid, 'cause I have you. Inspire me to wait patiently and hope for the grace you set for me. I'll endure from what may. In the Church of Christ I'll stay. Your promises are true. I know I'll make it through, 'cause I have you.
Thank you. Okay, welcome back to INC Radio, United Kingdom. You're still watching, and I'm still your host, Brother Ivan Joseph de Lumpines. So, shout out to our crews from Europe and Africa Satellite Studios. You guys did an amazing job on that video, and I think we can continue on with our topic discussion now. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
so just as like a recap on our topic discussion, so we just talked about, well, we just introduced BZ, who's from the local congregation of Norwich, and she is a district CBI officer in the local in the district of Britain South, and we just discussed about what we did in uni, why we did it in like why we did our courses, and now we're just gonna move on to like actual study tips now, like any techniques or study tips that we used when we were studying to help us get through like the studying. So yeah, we all did studying, right? We all do study. So
I
I
do
yes,
myself
I
study as
do
well.
expect us to have some form of study tip. So I'm really curious to hear what you have, BZ, for study tips, especially since you're from the CBI organization.
Yeah, so good question actually. So there's a lot of things I think that come into play when preparing yourself to study, because I know it can be sort of like mentally it's quite a lot, especially if you know that you're sort of behind or you know that you have a lot to do. But I think that preparing yourself to study really starts from the day before. So really from getting a good night's sleep, like 7 hours, 7, 8 hours or something. And from waking up, like making your bed, eating breakfast also really helps.
Yeah.
Because breakfast
Mm.
is obviously the most important meal of the day. So that really helps too. And just doing lots of small things like cleaning your room if it's messy. That can really help. Tidying your desk from any clutter, just so that you can get your head down and just do work straight away. Stuff like that really helps. So like the really small things that I do, they're stuff that helps me prepare to study.
All right. Okay, so like kind of like mentally preparing yourself to start the day, because I know sometimes starting it off right really gets you in the mood of wanting to do the other things you haven't been doing. So
Exactly.
like um for me personally, I like to have sticky notes of what I need to be doing, and it doesn't have to be studying per se, but just stuff I need to be doing throughout the day, just so I have like a visualization in reality that I must be doing these things. So I actually like I'm like compelled to actually do it. So like you busy, you just have it. You don't have it written down. You just start this
Hmm.
your routine just like that. Then, all right, okay.
Hmm. Yeah, when it comes to how do I prepare myself, honestly, I like to sit down in like a place where it's just for studying, or like if it's like for example my desk, I just make it so it's all for studying. I remember like the last time I was like we were studying for an exam, we were just going through like past papers, questions, so that we can like prepare on how to answer questions. It's like all the screens on my desk were all just like my like the question paper, and then like down here was like a notebook I can write notes on, and then also answer the questions before I can like keep going. And then and then like the rest of them were just like little like things where it's like the notes from my on a separate screen is like a lot, so many like things on the desk. But yeah, that's how I usually prepare, just like have everything like have all the things like easily accessible and easily be able to see, because like some people like to print them out, but
Mm.
like it's like unless you want to have like a 50-page like notebook that you want to scroll through, um
Yeah,
like
that's kind of a lot, isn't it? You
yeah.
just have
Yeah.
like loads to
Mm,
do.
yeah.
That makes sense.
So having it there is just like really useful, so you can like quickly glance at it and then like keep working on it. It's like a lot, because most of the time I spent, remember before switching digitally, when I was going through notebooks, most of the stuff was me just like scrolling, like flicking through all the pages on my notes, and then like
Hmm.
trying to find like the topic for it as well. Yeah, that's so having it easily accessible is like one thing that helps me prepare to
So like
study.
you like to remove Ivan, you like to remove distractions to get yourself in the right headspace.
Yeah.
BZ likes to go through her entire routine throughout the day to get mentally prepared. So when you sit down and you hunker down to do your studying, you actually get to do it. Then you're mentally prepared. I just like to have the sticky notes. Then I look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to do that. Then I do
Yeah.
it.
It's nice because if you write it down, like it's not in your head anymore, but it is
Exactly.
there. So
It's
it
in the
constantly
world.
reminds you, but then like it doesn't take up space in your brain for you to try and remember it.
So
Hmm.
like you know like busy. Do you have like smart studying tips that you could possibly like share with us?
Yeah, so if there's there's this one thing that I did throughout my GCSEs and my A levels that really, I know like a lot of people say it a lot, but it's really helped me to sort of boost my grades and boost my confidence in a way.
Mhm.
This tip is called blurting. So if there's actually any students watching, this I think is a um really helpful tip. So if for those that don't know, blurting basically means you have a blank sheet of paper. You get a topic, for example, the topic that I'm doing, let's say equity and trusts. I would write down every single thing I know about that topic, every single case, every single thing that came to mind, every single law that I'd need to know. I would write it down, and then you can just see visually the gaps in your learning from doing that. So it kind of does help you to boost your confidence, because you're like, oh, when you do that, you do know more a lot than you expect. Um,
Right.
and another plus, even though it might not seem like one, is if you can't really remember everything, it just goes to show that okay, this is what I need to focus my studying on, rather than just having to like just thinking about it doesn't really, there's no visual cues there. Yeah, so that's what really.
I see. So it helps you, like the way I understand it, it helps you like see the gaps in your knowledge,
Mm,
and like you can visualize what you know,
mm-hmm.
and you can see it then. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That will really definitely help you improve your confidence, because you, like you said, you do know more than you actually think you do, which
Yes.
like it's less daunting than the amount of stuff you'd have to study.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay,
Mm.
that's really good. I like
Yeah,
that. I
I
like
think
that.
I end up doing that by accident when someone
By
asks, yeah,
accident.
when someone asks me to like explain what I do in uni, and
Yeah.
I just end up like explaining to them like, oh yeah, by the way, like these like we have this thing called like so for example transmission line theory, so
Yeah.
like something like that. So for example, you just start. I ended up just like brain
Oh,
dumping the
you're
whole
kind of
time.
like dumping. Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
just like, oh yeah, because like the reason why we have this thing is because like over in great enough distance there's actually a delay in the signal, so if you're actually sending data over, it actually causes like a phase shift. So what you have to do is like on the other end of the line you actually have to match the impedance so that it always thinks it's an infinite like resistance, so it always continues to send the power and doesn't send any ripples back and destroys the data, something like that. So like see
We
it,
got him talking about engineering now.
yeah, it's too
No,
much.
literally, I'm just taking it all in. I'm like, yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, and it just
That's
like
a
spills out the other side.
that was a lot for me to take in. That was a lot of engineering
Mm,
knowledge that I've not known.
yeah.
Or like, do you have like, when you're studying, do you use like, do you have a smart studying tip, or
For
like a study habit that motivates you to study?
yeah, one tip is like when you're reading the notes, instead of having to just parrot it back to yourself because it doesn't, it goes through your brain, but
Yeah, it
it
goes in one
railroads it.
ear and then
Yeah,
it goes.
it railroads it outside of like your whatever you were like just typing, and then you just give yourself a false sense of confidence, saying, "Oh, I just wrote this down, so it should be fine." What you should be doing instead is reading your notes and then summarizing it in your own words in your own head, so that you can understand yourself when you explain it. So it's like the way, so you explain the same topic but in the way that you can understand. So
Yeah.
that's how I usually like study. So that's how I just
Mm.
remembered. I just learned that, like, when you were checking up on me, I was like studying the module. That was it.
Oh,
That was all like I
okay.
learned. So yeah, that's how you do it. You just explain it to yourself, because then if you can explain it to yourself, then you can like explain it to someone else. But
Yeah,
I
Oh,
don't, I
definitely.
can't ask you guys as a gauge to see how well I understand, because you guys don't do engineering
no.
either. So you have to find friends too.
Somebody who actually will know what you're on about,
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
just mentioned transmission line theory, and I just went,
Mm,
woo, that
Mm-hmm.
just went right over.
yeah. Because what they actually call that is actually like when they do circuit diagrams in physics, if you
Hmm.
guys did physics in GCSE, they do like circuit diagrams. They actually use the assumption that every single they use the assumption that every single part of that in that circuit is called a lumped circuit, like approximations, basically within a single phase. A single wavelength of the signal is actually just within that circuit, so everything can reach anything at the same time. You don't
Mm.
have to worry about any delays or anything. Anyway,
Wow.
um,
He's back in
So he's
engineering.
yeah,
displaying his knowledge to us guys from his
Yeah,
studying. So
yeah,
that
that's
was
really
a lot
good.
of knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was good though. I mean,
Mhm.
at least he can explain what
Yeah.
he's studying, so I'll
That's
mm,
take it.
actually like the
yeah,
most effective way. Like being able to teach someone just goes to
Yeah.
show like you definitely know what you're talking about. So yeah, that's really
yeah.
good. Even yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of friends, I think having friends that study with you like is the most helpful for me as well.
Yeah.
Because even though I can like study all this, like sometimes I get a bit, I don't want to do this right now. Your motivation gets to slow down. But if you're with friends, usually like especially if they're studying at the same time, like it helps keep you accountable, because like everyone else is studying. Why am I, you know, use peer pressure to your advantage, I guess. Like because when especially when everyone is in the same mindset, like we're all like studying for an exam, like
Mm,
it's really useful, because like you can, especially if you get stuck on like a certain part, like you can
Mhm.
ask someone to help you like lift that roadblock so you can keep going, because obviously sometimes it's just that's the only thing that you're missing, and it's like, what, how does this work, and then they explain it to you, and then sometimes you're like, oh, maybe their explanation doesn't work as well, but then you can like slowly eventually like get it from other people. So
Mhm.
Mm.
especially like some people, it also works the other way as well. If you someone asks you a question and you explain it to them, it also reinforces so
The
what I just
knowledge.
did, but then they understand what I just said. So yeah, that's my two tips. So like get friends that study with
Study
you,
group.
study
Yeah, study
group,
group.
and then also like explain it to yourself, because like this it depends. Because do you guys have a voice in your head? Do you guys think in voices?
Ooh, well, there was a voice in my head.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
I mean
Yeah.
that's me. That's
Yeah.
me
So
thinking.
so you could so basically that means like you I think usually that means you can like it's much easier for you to like listen to something instead of having to like like read it out using just your mind, because
Mm,
it engages more of it when you study. Also depends. It's a whole like whole nother field of study.
But
Um
yeah,
yeah.
there's a lot we just learned from Ivan. Study groups. So yeah, his key takeaway is
for me it's like yeah,
have
just
a
have a study
study
group.
group.
It's like having and then also be able to explain it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Like that's if you condense it.
You guys have like really different like study habits and tips from me. I think because I did my course, it was all practical, so it was all hands on. I actually had to sit in a room and just program day in day out. Best study tip I can tell for anyone who is also studying programming or software engineering, um, write your requirements. Make sure you know exactly what you want, and then just practice makes perfect. You sit there and you kind of like, once you know what you want, biggest study tip would be to just practice making and developing the a program. It's all trial and error. You'll get there eventually. You do have, but you will have to do it to get a deliverable at the end of it. So practice makes perfect, guys. You just have to do it and keep going at it. So like we all study, we all have like smart study tips. Is like, why is it, have you guys ever thought about like why is it important for us to know like ways about our ways of studying as a student and
Mm.
as a member of the Church of Christ?
Honestly, because everyone's at the start, especially for me, like everyone struggles to study. Like it's a bit hard to find your groove. But eventually, like if you like ask other people who've been studying for a while, you get to know more tips, and then you
Mm-hmm.
can eventually you find one that's like that suits you the best. And then like the less time you spend, like well, the more effective you study, the less time you have to spend studying because you already learned it beforehand. So by the time you do that, you have more time for yourself, more time to do like especially our duties as well, and like when we perform it, and because like preparation is a lot, it takes a long
Preparation is
time.
key.
Yeah,
Preparation is key.
mhm.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
BZ, like, why do you think it's important for us to know about our ways of studying as a student and as a member of the Church of Christ?
So I know we're taught a lot in the church, especially in CWS recently, about discipline. So we're taught a lot about discipline, when it comes to studying and obviously doing a lot of things, learning and stuff. Um, I think the ways on how you study can really reflect and sort of translate into other things that you do. So if you're able to sit down for 2 hours and study without any distractions, that can really translate into, for example, work. If you're working in an office, that can clearly, you can transfer those skills and just be able to sit down without having any distractions and just be able to do your work like that.
Yeah.
There was like a quote that I read from a book from a CBI activity that we had, I think in 2022. And the quote was, instead of wishing you were a more disciplined person, you need to create a more disciplined environment. And I think that was really sort of really cool because it's kind of telling us to say, the bad habits that we have, we need to sort of get rid of them, just like making them invisible. So getting rid of all of the distractions, whether that be your phone, whether that be other gadgets, I guess, because those are stuff that really can really like take your mind off studying. Just leaving your phone in another room for a few hours whilst you do your work. So just discipline. I think it really helps translate from student life and even in church life as well.
Okay. So yeah, as we've mentioned, sister BZ is from the district CBI. She's part of the district CBI, and I know there's a lot more activities in store for Christian Brotherhood International. So if you are interested in learning more about CBI or learning finding out how to do CBI activities in your own local congregation or group worship services, then definitely you should contact the district CBI officers so that they are able to better support you, especially a lot of the stuff that they do in CBI very very helpful and very relevant to students, not just young students, but also there are also mature students. There are people who are going to uni and college and they're doing courses to better help themselves. So definitely I would recommend speaking to your district CBI and your local leadership just so you can get a hands-on and have activities, CBI activities that you can do in your own respective areas.
Mm-hmm.
But I really loved our topic discussion. It's really good to see BZ and learn more about study tips from an actual CBI officer. You guys prepare loads of stuff for this, so you
Mm.
guys know everything. So it's really nice. A lot of the stuff you've just told us, very very helpful for me. I will have to do courses at some point in my time, so I will definitely use your study tips. So we're just gonna move on to our next station break, which is the INC original music "You Are Always There," which was a performance done in the INC EU 50th um, concert. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The tears that once saw me shed. You hear the words that no one heard me say. You know the thoughts that no one knew I keep. You open doors
Welcome back. You're still watching INC Radio, United Kingdom Satellite Studio. And what you just watched was the INC original music video titled You Are Always There from the INC EU50. So shout out to our brethren who performed in that one. But let's keep moving on to our CFO in action.
Actually, before we start our CFO in action, we're just gonna go through a few shout outs from our YouTube comment section. So we have, I'll just start off. We have a shout out from Sister Bella Celestino. Happy watching from hashtag Heathrow. Another shout out from Sister Christine Joyce Dasalia. Greetings from hashtag Cardiff, Wales, District of Britain North. Shout out to our hosts. Hello, Isa, and hello, Ivan. Hi, Sister CJ. Nice of you to join us at the. We have a shout out from Romel Olano, hashtag Romford, hashtag South End on C group worship service. So we have a few other shout outs that got it
Shout
pulled
out
up.
to Sister Christina Hebrew. Warm greetings on a very cold day. Watching from the locale of Heathrow, Britain South. We also have Brother Seth Hebrew here, preparing for worldwide EVM, 8:30 p.m. Uh, in Heathrow Chapel for January 13th. The Bible mission is at 8 p.m. for all those brethren over there in the local congregation of Heathrow. Don't forget. And we also have one from Brother Joe. Is that
Brother Johnny.
Brother Johnny? Okay. Hello to all the listeners. Greetings from Southern Africa. Awesome topic and well timed too. Back to school for the students here in South Africa.
Oh, okay. That's good to know that everybody's actually starting school the same time. That's actually mad. Brother Johnny's greetings, my friends from around the world. Kuya Alfie, Kuya Ram, Kuya Nick, Sister Stephanie, and of course at the Edelweiss. Shout out to Brother Johnny for watching us today. What else? I think that should be it. If I just scroll a little bit more, hopefully see a few more. Shout out to my mom, Sister Wilma Dolumpinas,
It's behind this wall.
who's watching in the kitchen right now. But yeah, I think that's it for our shout outs now. So we'll just move on to our CFO in action.
All right. So over there in the district of Britain South. Yeah, I'm still trying to get used to the whole two districts thing now. So over there, the local congregation of Camberwell conducted their year-end socializing. So you can see here all the brethren enjoying the fun and games that they had over there. I think they also had.
Your
That's actually
typical
really smart, by the way.
year-end games.
Like the way they did it, like I should have sat down on the floor. It would have made it so much easier to like grab the cup. Anyway, yeah, and I think they awarded the brethren who are also like able to bear fruit that year, and also have a range of performances. So you can see here all the brethren on the stage, uh, and also the awards being given out. So,
Oh, also, you can never forget about the food. So the brethren in the local of Camberwell, they also prepared a lovely dinner for the brethren and all of their guests as well. You can see that I bet there was a lot of fun. So they have 2025. I love the color schemes, blue, gold, and black.
Mm.
Really lovely like activities. So end of year, I think mostly everybody in our districts had their own year-end socializing activities. So BZ, did you guys would have had like a year-end socializing in local Norwich, right?
Yeah, yeah. I still can't believe that we're two different districts as well. Like it's so I have to get used to the
yeah,
terminology myself. But
it threw me off when you said Brother Anakin was our CBI president.
yeah,
And I
and
was like,
it's actually wait, no, not for you guys, but just for us.
yeah, just for you
Yeah,
guys.
it is so crazy now. That's why I'm thinking when we have these activities, how are we gonna do them? We're in different districts. We have to. You
Interdistrict
have
is
to.
called interdistrict
Oh,
now.
inter-district. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Kind of like how
Just
they
definitely.
ask
do
your
it in
local leadership. They
Canada.
know how to do it.
So they do have
Mhm.
inter-district activities there in Canada as well. So
Uh-huh.
I assume that's how it's going to be if ever we did jointly activities.
Yeah.
But we had our year-end socializing on
Mm.
I think on a Saturday after worship service. Did
Yeah.
you have one in your own local congregation as well?
Yeah, so we had ours on the Sunday after our worship service. So everyone
Mm.
still had time to go home, get dressed because our color
Oh,
scheme,
that's fair.
yeah, our color scheme wasn't blue, gold, and white. Ours was actually checkered. So like wearing
Really?
tartan, yeah, checkered stuff, stripes
Plaid.
as well. Yeah, plaid,
Oh,
basically plaid.
okay.
Mm.
And it was really fun. Everyone actually did dress up for it, which was nice. And we did do the typical head shoulders cup game. That was so it's so fun though, even though it's
Yeah.
a classic game, but it's so fun. We also had a little marshmallow game for the CWS. That was really fun too, and the food was great from what I remember. But my table ate last, so we got no
Oh,
rice. The rice completely ran out. We just had
oh
to have
Oh
no!
like
no,
all of the
no.
ulam just without the rice. Yeah.
Oh
All
no!
the
All the side dish.
all the
Yeah, no,
side dish,
literally
No,
all the
no
all the
side
main
side
dishes.
dish,
dish,
just the
no,
rice.
oh no
No
rice.
rice, yeah. It was really
Oh
sad.
Oh.
no!
And my table
Oh,
was the kids' table, so literally Cadbin, all of us, no rice. But the titas and titos were
oh,
well fed, so that's okay. That's all that matters.
that's okay. That's
Yeah.
at
Uh,
least at least you had some food. That's okay.
No,
Like
yeah,
we had
100%.
ours. Ours was color scheme was beige,
really?
brown or mocha.
Ooh,
But like
okay.
everybody came in like shades of brown
Yeah.
because the yeah, everybody came in like I came in beige.
Sometimes you just
Mm,
have to be
I
the
came
most
in,
accessible wardrobe, you know?
yeah, I
no,
came in beige
literally.
because I don't wear I personally don't wear brown, but I thought you know
Mhm.
what, beige is a shade of brown, so I'll just
Mm,
wear beige.
Yeah, I think for our game, I think the most notable one was like since they also did the shoulder, like the head shoulders
Head
cup.
shoulders cup, yeah.
oh.
And we did like one where we had to put the straw in a bottle. So there's like we had to place
Mhm.
it on our lips here, and then just
Oh,
like
don't
and then
get me
Oh,
started
I
on
trying to.
remember
that
that
game.
game.
It was so difficult to like because you think you can see it, but you can't.
No, I
You're
can't.
like you're trying to. Is,
We also had the classic cookie on your
Oh
face.
my gosh, yeah, and you have
And then
to.
you have to like move it around to
shout
get
out
it in.
shout out to the brother who managed to do it within 5 seconds flat.
Wow, that's
Brother
amazing.
Jude Baron.
Yeah,
That's
man.
actually
Shout out to
Insane. That
brother
was
Jude, man.
mad.
The literally. ah, I was there. I was against him, and I didn't even get to try. Anyway,
It was 5 minutes, 5 seconds
yeah.
flat. It was gone. Okay, so yeah, I guess we're just gonna go through a few other YouTube comments just before we
Yes.
move on to our shout outs.
Uh, Sister Edelweiss, shout out. We also have Sister Leslie Ann Mundo. Just greeting Sister Edelweiss.
Shout out to Brother Alvin Messina from the local congregation of Heathrow. What else? I think that's it. Shout out to Andy P. Killoy from the local congregation of Portsmouth. And I think that's it, really. We'll go through a few more just before we go, but um, now for our ways to connect or watch us live in INC Radio, you can tune in to INC Radio via our iglesianicristo.net website. So it's www.iglesianicristo.net/INC Radio. You can also catch us live on our YouTube channel, which is the INC Radio DZEM 954, and that's the one with the live feature we have on right now. You can also catch us on the INC Radio applications via iOS or Android. So, BZ, have you got any shout outs just before we go?
I didn't even know that I could do that. So obviously I'd like to shout out my family and my locale, Norwich. I hope that I'm gonna get all the Cadbin to play this and watch it back. Maybe we're all gonna sit together and watch this, so that they can learn some study tips as well. Because all of them
Yes.
obviously are in school or studying at university. I'd like to shout out Brother Moy and Brother Thomas from Glasgow, Scotland, and Sister Katja Heiskanen from Lund, Sweden. Yeah, thanks
Thank
for
you,
watching, guys.
BZ.
all right.
Nice. It's so nice of you to join us. We hope to see you in other shows. Hopefully.
It's been really
Yeah.
fun
So
speaking with you guys.
a quick shout out for us. So big shout out to Brother Robin Solis from the local congregation of Colchester, Sister Angelica as well. Shout out to our resident minister, Brother Jason Elomir, and to his family. Shout out to the Desaya family and the Laksamana family from the local congregation of Cardiff, Wales. And have you got any
Um,
other shout
Shout
outs?
outs to the local congregation of Swansea, Bristol, Cardiff, and Newport. Shout outs to my parents. Like I could smell what they're cooking, and it's like I'm getting really hungry now. Um, and also shout outs to maybe just shout outs to brother Nicole because I read on like the thing. Okay, yeah. Uh,
Also, just a big shout out to Brother Seth Hebrew and Sister Christina Hebrew
thank you for
for thank
watching.
you for watching us today in our live show.
Okay,
And I
and
think that's
then
it.
yeah, we have just one last thing before we end our program for today. We would like to give our acknowledgement first to our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our CEBSI President and CFO Coordinator, Brother Angelo Eranio V. Manalo, our INC Media Productions Section Chief, Brother Montreville Boy, our INC Radio um,
Station
Station Producer,
manager, station
Station
manager.
Manager, Brother Wali Tarai, our District Overseeing Minister for the for District of Britain South, Brother Harley Alcantara, our District Overseeing Minister for Britain North, Brother Anthony Pena, our District Overseeing Minister for Ireland, Brother Pepito Acuesta, and our District CFO Overseer, Brother Mark Fel Sereno, and the technical team in the main studio of Philippines. We would like to acknowledge,
I think it's Brother Irene who
yeah,
is our
yeah,
main tech today.
yeah. Okay, yeah, and shout out to Brother Irene for helping us host our show today. Uh, yeah, and once again, this is INC Radio United Kingdom Satellite Studio, and up next is INC Radio Italy North Satellite Studio. Bye for now. See you next week.